Thank you for stopping by BCP Live today. And I am so excited to get to visit with Ruth Pointer of the Pointer Sisters today. We are not burying the lead here. And by the way, I may have been a little bit too on the nose about how happy I am to get to visit with Ruth. Ruth, it's a privilege to get to talk to you today. Tell us from where you are visiting with us today here in Bryan County.
Well, hello. I am I'm at home and I live in a very small town in Massachusetts called Hopedale. And that's where I'm calling from, Hopedale, Massachusetts.
I love the name of that town. That is fantastic. Well, you're going to be in Bryan County, Oklahoma at the Choctaw Casino very, very soon. As a matter of fact, October 5th. It's a Saturday. It's a great opportunity for people to come out and get to hear some great music. An evening of icons. Tell us a little bit about what that means.
Wow. Well, it was kind of new to me too. I never really imagined myself being an icon, but here I am, 50 years plus, and it's going to be really fun, I would think. The Spinners and the Commodores and the Pointer Sisters, and we come from, a time when music was really, really fun and a lot was going on. We had dance clubs and nightclubs and skating rinks and all kinds of things going on back then. And it was a good time for music.
I remember all of that. And I want to mention that here in just a moment, but it's also an opportunity to celebrate Motown's 65th anniversary. I mean, that's a big number now, 65. Tell us a little bit about that and what that means.
Wow. Well, we were only with Motown for a very short time, and we were not privileged to be with them during the really, really, big years that all those great groups that everyone knows were there. The Supremes, the Temptations, the Isley Brothers, and the Jacksons, and so many others that I can't recall at the moment. And we sort of came in after Barry Gordy had left the company, and it was different. It was different. It wasn't what I recall being that family of all those wonderful performers that I had admired over the years. But we were just happy to be called a part of Motown. That was just our joy.
Well, I am, and it's well documented here on this channel in particular. I'm a Gen Xer, proud Gen Xer, as a matter of fact, which means I was a child of the 70s and a teenager of the 80s. So I heard the music that you all were playing on the radio growing up. And I don't say that to date you, I say it to date me. Just throwing that out there. But
Okay.
I appreciated it. And so I tease a little bit about the fact that I'm so excited to get to visit with you. That was on the radio. It was big time back when I was growing up. I have to tell you, I want to know are there people like me that are coming out to these tours? Talk about that, and is this something for someone like me?
Well, I hope there is. I mean, I have to say, all of these prefixes for generations is really a new thing for me, other than a baby boomer, which is what I am. And the new ones, I don't know what years they're associated with. I have twins that are 30 years old, and I think they're millennials, but I really don't know. And I just hope that everybody that is in our audience can have a good time and maybe have heard one or two or three or four of our songs. I mean, there are songs that cross all lines, and they're just good, make you feel good. So I'm just hoping that they can relate to them, or that they've heard some, along their path and their journey in their life.
I could drop a number of names, but I teased I'm so excited, and Jump, that was always a fun one. I really appreciated that. We're visiting now with Ruth Pointer, by the way, here on BCP Live today, as the Pointer Sisters are going to be co-headlining an evening of icons at the Choctaw Casino coming up very soon, Saturday, October 5th. Now, it's a little bit different lineup for you, though, that's going to be on stage with you. Tell me a little bit about the folks that are going to be on stage singing with you. Maybe not sisters, but still family.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my sisters are now in that big, beautiful choir up there in heaven somewhere, and Anita, Bonnie, and June, and my daughter Issa and my granddaughter Sadako have been singing with me now for us. Well, Issa's been singing with me, my daughter, for maybe 15 years or so, because she was pulled in when we lost June, and my granddaughter was pulled in when my daughter went took some time off to have a child, my first grandson. And so now it's just me and my daughter and my granddaughter, and they're a lot of fun, and we just know these songs so well because the two of them were born into these songs
Yeah.
and our performances. And I mean, that's all they know of me and my sisters. And I think they're kind of in awe of the fact that they are on stage with me representing, we all three of us understand that they're not my sisters, but it's the songs that have been everlasting. And so we just like to have fun and sing the songs together. And they just keep me youthful. And they do the dance steps that I used to do that I'm not able to do anymore. And we just enjoy each other. We just enjoy each other.
I'm sure that even though it's a little bit more generational, there's still a sisterhood that's involved in that. Being on stage and getting to perform together like that. I think one of the numbers that stands out to me in researching and thinking about what you all are doing, more than 100 million albums sold. And, you talk about maybe today, uh, people today don't understand what something like that means because of clicks and views and all that's out there that way. That's a big number. I mean, you all put out a lot of albums and people really appreciated your music.
Thank you very much. And I even don't even know what that means. I mean, I just sort of live my life, and I don't try to keep count of what's going on when it comes to that kind of thing. Um, so I can't even recall, hearing that in the past. And yeah, technology has taken over, and it's a completely different musical world now. But I just keep doing what I do, and I'm just grateful that people are able to hear the music that we've done.
When you're going to be performing then an evening of icons, you mentioned some of the co-headliners. Of course, the Commodores are going to be there as well on
Yeah.
Saturday, October 5th, and the Spinners too.
Yeah.
That's a nice stage to be filled like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It should be fun because we're all fans of one another. I've loved the Spinners and loved the Commodores ever since Lionel was with them, and these songs are just everlasting, and they bring back so many great memories.
Well, I know I've asked you if we're going to hear some of those songs that we've heard before. I hope so, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to just even from where you are down here to Bryan County, Oklahoma, to invite the folks to come on out and be a part of it.
Okay. All right. Well, I just hope that they do because we're going to have a great time. And you may recognize some of those songs that you may have heard on one of your oldies radio stations, and maybe your parents or somebody may have played some of these songs for you, but it's just a good time. So I hope everybody comes out and just plans to have a really great time.
Well, the plan in my household for my wife and me, we're again both Gen Xers, however that falls. We enjoyed your music, Ruth. We did. We grew up with it. We had a good time. We smiled. Your music was something that, when you hear it come on the radio, I mean, it was upbeat. It was enjoyable. It was something that made us smile, and we could, not only tap your foot to it. I hear that said a number of times, but that you've got it going in your head when you're just walking down the road. And I just want to say thank you.
You're
I
so welcome.
appreciated that. And the plan is to be there and to enjoy it. So that is Saturday, October 5th at the Choctaw Casino. Ruth Pointer, the Pointer Sisters, the Commodores, the Spinners, an evening of icons here in Durant. So Ruth Pointer, thank you so much for taking time with us today.
You're very welcome. I can't wait to see everyone.